Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Face of the Community, where we're going to learn a great deal about Seminole State, and we have with us Mark Mehta. How are you doing today, Mark?
I'm good, Tim. How are you? Thanks for having me, by the way. Appreciate
Not
it.
a, not a problem. Welcome. I'm glad to have you on here. So, Mark, tell us a little bit about you. Who is Mark? Where are you from? What are your hobbies? Dig deep. Don't share anything you want.
All right. I'm Mark Mehta. I was born in Winter Park. Although I grew up in Winter Springs. I went to a boarding school up in Virginia called Fishburne Military School for a while. So kind of like the Dead Poet Society a little bit, except more military. So it was a good time. I went to Winter Springs High School for a bit before I left. And, I've been involved in the community for a couple of years. I ran for Orange County Soil and Water. You could check out my Facebook page. It's still there. You can kind of see what I talked about, a whole mess with the board. But then I tried to go into the Winter Park mayor, but I realized, since I'm on the younger side, it's kind of disrespectful to run for something that I may not be too knowledgeable about. So I dropped out and I helped endorse a candidate who, unfortunately lost. But I volunteer at different things, different programs here and there. But a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, I found myself teaching at Seminole State College, and I haven't left. It's, I'm part of that millennial group where we're more intrinsically motivated. Money is great and all, but having that feeling of actually doing something for the surrounding community or for specific people, I think that's great. And that's what Seminole State really offers the community: a nice, small classroom environment where you can get one-on-one with an instructor. And then I found myself in the adult education department here at Seminole, and we've been pushing people to get their high school diplomas, and then we transition them to workforce or the college credit side, direct connect. So those students that fell through the cracks, we help, educationally prepare them for future. Because you won't believe how much a high school diploma is valued in the community in future years. Millions of dollars in taxpayers or millions of dollars in tax revenues from an individual person just because of a diploma or a degree. It's crazy to think about.
Wow, that's impressive. So with these programs, like, how does it work? Like, if I need to get my high school diploma because I didn't get one, what's the steps that I would need to take?
Well, we phased out our adult high school just because the completion rate wasn't the best. So we transferred everybody to our GED department. Now, the misconception, and there is a stigma with the GED, but it's a complete high school diploma. You can join the military, you can go to college. You can even take the SATs and go to UCF or FSU if you get in, something like that. But we offer direct connect to Seminole State. So that's why we're there. We're there for students to get the diploma, and then we push them to the college, or as Governor DeSantis has been promoting, workforce, welding, HVAC, automotive, all these blue collar jobs, which are actually almost higher paying than most college degrees. Some HVAC jobs start at, air conditioning, they start at $25 an hour, full benefits, and you could be 19 years old in that job, which is amazing compared to, I got a bachelor's degree. So sometimes there's a uncertainty when you graduate, although mine was in history. So it was a little bit, a little less marketable than a business degree. But compared to workforce really there's so many open workforce jobs around the state. So we just got a huge grant, $1.5 million, thanks to our new dean, Dr. Houston. He's killing it right now. Best dean I've ever seen. Workforce department is the way to go.
Nice. So yeah, and it always amazes me because, like, you always hear about people struggling to find work and everything out there.
Yep.
But it's like, I think the biggest untapped industry right now are kind of like this blue collar, like the HVAC,
Oh, agreed.
electricians, plumbers. I've had someone once tell me this years ago, and it stuck with me, is like, have you ever seen a young plumber? They're mostly baby boomers.
Yeah, exactly. Which is such I think, again, there's been a stigma towards blue collar jobs in the past 20 or 30 years. And I think the state and most of the states are realizing that there's going to be a shortage of electricians, HVAC professionals, and we really need to get our young people more towards that career side. Not saying college still isn't a good option, because of course it is, right? College, having a bachelor's degree doesn't set you up per se, but it gives you that bare minimum for really any salary job. But that's a big ROI. That's a big chunk of your life and the money involved compared to, let's say, an HVAC degree at Seminole State College or certification. It's $2,700. That's it. And you can finish in 9 months right after your GED, which we will help you get. And we're really good at what we do. And then once you get that, it's almost a guaranteed job. It's incredible.
Yeah, no. And then you said, talk a little more about, you said direct connect.
Yeah. So kind of similar how Seminole and other state community colleges, how they have an AA degree, and then you can pretty much automatically transfer to a Florida university. We have the same thing. Once you're registered as a GED student, you pass, we put you to the college. You're technically a Seminole State college student without the college accreditation or some of the perks you get as a college student. But it's a quick transition over to the college side. You just have to take the PERT test, which is the placement test to get into Seminole State, and then they'll place you during or with your different level skill sets. But yeah, they get access to a lot of things the college has to offer, which is fantastic. And again, Tim, these are some of the most, these are students that fell through the cracks. Maybe single mom had a child young. A lot of single moms. We get people who had to hit the workforce during their high school years and never came back. Our average age is 31 to 33, and we get a lot of ESOL people from, second language, a lot of South American countries. They come here, get their ESOL certification, learn how to speak English. We help them get their diploma, and then we move them to the college or workforce. So Seminole State's a one-stop shop for really everything education. That's why, Seminole State is the best locally. We offer everything.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like. So you've been doing this for a while, and I know you've been pushing these programs to help those people out there.
Yes.
Who can join us in the workforce. Do you have any success stories you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, so we have one of our guys who's in the GED department. He just finished his HVAC certification. His name is Fladumi. I think his last name is Dade. He just finished his HVAC, almost done with his GED. He is now at Trinity Prep, right? So awesome private school. His kids get half off tuition, stuff like this. So a lot of perks he gets at a job. And compared to his previous job, where I think he was washing dishes, making $8, $9, $10 an hour to $20 an hour, that's insane. Besides that, there are so many stories. Some of these, they're gut-wrenching stories. Some of our student population, it's not like your average 18-year-old college student. These are people in their 30s that have been beaten down by life and didn't graduate. So you can't imagine what kind of jobs they're working to survive, especially nowadays with inflation and the gas costs. So it's expensive to even come to class. So us as instructors, we really have to self-motivate and try to get them passed. But too many to count. We had so many graduations over the summer or over the spring, I might say. A lot of our students walked the stage. It was great. A lot are in college now. A lot are in HVAC or welding, workforce. Some are becoming realtors. These are people in your community who you'll see next to you, your colleagues, and you would have never realized that they went, the GED route instead of the high school route. That's what's amazing about the GED. Plus, when you get your diploma, it doesn't even say GED on it. It says high school equivalency, the exact same thing as a high school diploma. Almost even better, you might say. It could take you 3 months to finish your GED. It takes you 4 years to finish high school. So quite the difference.
So it takes 3 months. What's the typical cost for the GED?
So it's just since we're subsidized through the state, it is $30 a semester. That's it, $30. That's our only fees we require. There are little costs. Each GED test is $32 or $38, depending if you take it online or in person. So there is a small cost, max $250, but that's a small investment into a high-paying career. Once you get a GED or a high school diploma, you're automatically statistically bumped up $8,000 per year in your pay. That's because instead of that $1,275 that most high school graduate or high school dropouts don't have, now they have access to the $15 an hour jobs, 15 to 20-ish, So there are really some great benefits, and it's super cheap. $30 a semester is relatively nothing, which is why we're so marketable. During COVID, a lot of high school students dropped out. They went to Florida virtual, and doing online classes is difficult for a lot of people. So we picked up a decent amount of students from the local community, trained them up, got them test ready. And it's not easy to get somebody test ready. It takes a lot of work and Zooms and tutoring. So get their test ready, graduate right on time, 18 years old, move them to Seminole State or the HVAC or, more workforce programs.
Wow. So you said $30 a semester. How many
Mhm.
semesters would it take?
Well, it depends on the student. So usually, let's say you have a 17-year-old right out of high school, just turned 18, ready to pass their GED. They usually do not take that long. Now, math is usually everybody's weakest subject, but luckily we have instructors that have been teaching math for 25 years, 20 years. So they obviously know what they're doing. At high school level, college level, they're experts. All of our instructors at least have a master's degree. Some have, doctorates, EDD, stuff like that. So you really get a high qualified instructor that could teach a high level college class, teaching these classes, myself included. And we know exactly, what we're doing, but it depends. New high school students do not take that long. I'd say 2 months max, depending on how willing they are and the financial situation. Because, $32 a test could be make it or break it. We do help pay for some costs through vouchers, through nice beneficiaries who kind of like adopt students a little bit. They give us some money to help pay for student testing. We do outreach to companies who want to donate to us, help out the community and stuff. But it could take up to a year as well. Second language people, RLA, reasoning through language arts, is the hardest test for them. That's like me learning Spanish and taking a standardized test in Spanish. I would be awful. It would take me a year at least to do it. So again, it just depends on the student, how often they come to class. But typically I like to get a student finished in 3 months. 3 months.
Yeah, get up there. And sounds like you get a good ROI jumping up into the $15 to $20 an hour.
Oh yeah.
Even like the gentleman you mentioned who's doing HVAC work or whatever at Trinity Prep.
It's crazy.
It's helping his family. Now his kids are going to school.
Yeah, and they have great healthcare, and he has a 401k or an investment plan kicking in, something he would have never gotten if he didn't Google GED near me. It's crazy how that works. But yeah, we really make a difference. Some of our students have gone on to high paying careers. Some are actors, actresses, some own businesses. One of our recent students went to Rollins and he's part of their SGA there. So it's crazy where they go. A lot are going to nursing too. Nursing's huge with our students. A lot of them are CNAs, and then they go to Seminole State to get their nursing degree after getting their GED. So that's big for us.
Yeah, it's definitely great impact. So is there anything that we've missed out that you would like to share with our audience?
Well, check out our Facebook page. You just type in Seminole State College, adult education will pop up. Feel free to like our stuff. You'll see us post success stories. If you know anybody that dropped out and needs their diploma, feel free to hit us up. We take anybody. It doesn't matter if they're the lowest, low level, high level. We'll help you get that diploma because, there's an ROI in taking these classes. High or low investment, just a little time and effort. And we have Saturday classes, night classes to work around your schedule to get you that diploma, because without that diploma, there's going to be a barrier for that high paying career. And Tim, I'm sure you know how much it costs to be a single adult in Florida right now. I think it's $22 an hour, and you're still pretty make it or break it, almost paycheck to paycheck. So we're here to fill that need and help you get a high paying career. So, or feel free to message me on Facebook or anything, Mark Meta, and I'll reply and help you register and help out in any way I can. Everybody knows they can reach me 24/7. I always answer.
Awesome. Well, we definitely appreciate your time today. We'll also be sharing some of those links with this video, so you can just click and go to it, and hopefully we'll be able to help change a few people's lives, sign them up for your GED program, and get them moving forward.
Let me say one more thing. All right. If you need a realtor, try to sell your house, buy a house, go through Tim. Okay. Tim's amazing. He's helping me out in our situation. So Tim is the best of the best. So hire Tim.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I swear I did not pay him for that.
No, he didn't.
So, but thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. And I love hearing all the stuff that you're doing there.
Thanks, Tim.
That's literally changing people's lives.
Yeah, seriously. It's insane.
Yeah. All right. Have a good day, guys.
Bye, everybody.